Today on Stamps Old World UK, we bring you a fascinating journey into the world of classic postage stamps, collecting heritage and the exciting market values that make philately one of the most rewarding hobbies in the world. In this video, we are focusing on a particularly iconic piece of postal history, the United States Industry Agriculture 1-cent green postage stamp, famously inscribed "For Defense." This stamp dates back to the early years of the Second World War, a time when nations around the world sought to rally public support and project the strength of their industries and agricultural productivity. Behind me, you can see the elegant green design featuring the majestic Statue of Liberty, a timeless symbol of freedom and national pride that captures the spirit of American resilience and unity. As collectors, historians, and enthusiasts, we appreciate not just the physical beauty of such stamps, but also the powerful stories they carry from one generation to the next. The 1-cent For Defense stamp is part of a broader series issued by the United States Postal Service during the early 1940s, at a time when the country was preparing for and engaging in global conflict. These stamps were not just tools of mail delivery, but also served as miniature billboards promoting patriotic messages, encouraging citizens to support national causes, buy war bonds, and recognize the importance of both industrial output and agricultural production to the war effort. Today, this stamp remains an alluring collectible for both beginner and advanced philatelists due to its historical significance and its timeless visual appeal. Unlike many everyday postage stamps that passed through millions of hands and were discarded, surviving examples of the For Defense issue often remain in surprisingly good condition, making them sought-after gems in the modern stamp market. So, what is the market value of this classic 1-cent For Defense stamp in today's currency, in United States dollars? Valuation in the world of stamps depends on several key factors, including condition, centering, gum presence, perforations, and whether the stamp is used or unused. A well-centered, unused example with full original gum and clean perforations can fetch a significantly higher price compared to a heavily hinged or poorly centered one. As of the latest market trends in 2025, a common mint-condition 1-cent green stamp in very fine condition might be valued anywhere from around $60 to $120 among mainstream collectors, depending on grading and demand. Exceptionally well-preserved pieces, particularly those graded by professional services such as the American Philatelic Society or similar grading authorities, can command even higher prices, sometimes exceeding $170 at dedicated philatelic auctions or private sales. Used examples with clear postal cancellations, while more commonly found, still hold value and can range from a few $100s up to $500 or more in attractive condition. It is important for collectors to understand how market value is determined and evolving over time. In recent years, interest in historical and patriotic issues has experienced a resurgence, partly due to the increasing prominence of online marketplaces and philatelic communities. Platforms such as eBay, Hipstamp, Stamp Auction Network, and specialized philatelic dealers allow buyers and sellers from around the world to connect, compare prices, and build remarkable collections. Rarity plays a crucial role in value, but so does provenance. A stamp with a documented history or that comes from a famous collection can command a premium far above its typical market range. In the case of the For Defense series, while it is not among the rarest of wartime issues, it remains highly collectible because it symbolizes the era and because many collectors focus on assembling complete topical or thematic sets that reflect World War II and patriotic subjects. At Stamps Old World UK, we encourage every collector, whether a novice or seasoned expert, to learn how to evaluate condition accurately. When assessing a stamp for purchase or sale, inspect the centering carefully. The margins around the design should be as even as possible. Look for original gum on unused examples, as stamps with re-gummed backs or missing gum are substantially less valuable. Check perforations for completeness and avoid stamps with missing teeth or rough edges. For used stamps, consider the clarity of the cancellation. Light and unobtrusive cancellations are usually more desirable than heavy ones that obscure design details. By mastering these assessment skills, you can recognize true value when you see it and make smarter decisions for your collection. In addition to physical inspection, understanding current market trends is essential. Auction results from major philatelic houses, recent sales on trusted online platforms, and price catalogs published by reputable stamp dealers all provide insights into current dollar valuations. Prices can fluctuate over time based on collector demand, historical anniversaries, and shifts in global interest in particular themes. For example, patriotic issues often see increased attention around national holidays or significant historical commemorations, which can momentarily elevate market interest. Therefore, if you hold a beautiful Ford Defense stamp or a complete sheet from the same era, you may want to monitor its value over time and explore opportunities to showcase it to the right audience of dedicated buyers.
Next up, the 3-cent Liberty stamp, featuring the Statue of Liberty with the words, "In God We Trust." This stamp is admired by collectors around the world for its dignified design, historical importance, and its strong connection to American identity and national values. The calm purple color, combined with the powerful image of Liberty holding her torch high, makes this stamp both visually striking and emotionally meaningful for philatelists who value symbolism and history. The 3-cent Liberty stamp belongs to a period when the United States Postal Service used postage stamps not only as tools for mailing letters, but also as symbols of unity, faith, and national pride. Issued during the mid-20th century, this stamp reflects a time when America emphasized core values such as freedom, trust, and belief during moments of global uncertainty. The inscription, "In God We Trust," reinforces the cultural and historical context of the era, making this stamp especially attractive to thematic collectors who focus on religion, patriotism, or American monuments. For many collectors, stamps like this represent more than postal history. They're small windows into the mindset and spirit of a nation at a specific moment in time. When it comes to market value today, the 3-cent Liberty stamp remains an accessible yet respected collectible. In today's stamp market, value is influenced by several factors, including condition, centering, gum quality, perforation integrity, and whether the stamp is used or unused. A mint unused example with full original gum, sharp perforations, and well-balanced centering can typically be valued in the range of $20 to $70, depending on overall quality and grading standards. Exceptionally fine examples that have been professionally graded or preserved in pristine condition may sell for over $100, particularly when offered through reputable philatelic auctions or specialized dealers. Used examples with neat and light cancellations are generally more affordable, often ranging from $5 to $25, but still remain desirable additions to many collections. Collectors should understand that condition plays a crucial role in determining the final dollar value of this stamp. Even small flaws, such as gum disturbance, heavy hinge marks, faded color, or uneven centering, can significantly reduce market price. For this reason, collectors are encouraged to handle stamps carefully, store them in protective mounts or stockbooks, and avoid unnecessary handling that could damage the surface or gum. At Stamps Old World UK, we always emphasize the importance of preservation because a well-kept stamp not only retains its beauty but also protects its long-term investment potential. Market demand for the 3-cent Liberty stamp has remained steady over the years due to its strong visual appeal and its inclusion in many popular thematic collections. Collectors of Statue of Liberty stamps, American symbols, and faith-related issues often seek this stamp as a cornerstone piece. In recent years, online marketplaces and international stamp trading platforms have made it easier than ever for collectors to compare prices and track market trends in real time. As a result, well-presented examples with clear images and accurate descriptions tend to sell faster and closer to the higher end of the value range. This increased transparency has helped stabilize prices and made stamp collecting more approachable for newcomers. Another factor that can influence value is provenance and presentation. A stamp that comes from a well-known collection or is accompanied by documentation from a recognized philatelic authority may attract additional interest and higher bids. While this stamp is not extremely rare, its timeless design and historical relevance ensure ongoing demand. For collectors who are patient and informed, holding on to high-quality examples can be a wise decision, as interest in classic American stamps continues to grow among collectors worldwide.
Next up, the striking and memorable 8-cent Liberty stamp featuring the Statue of Liberty with the inscription, "In God We Trust." This stamp stands out immediately due to its bold color contrast, combining deep blue tones with a powerful red highlight on the Statue of Liberty, creating a dramatic and patriotic appearance. For collectors, this stamp is more than just a postal issue. It is a symbol of national identity, faith, and freedom, captured in a small but powerful piece of printed history. The 8-cent Liberty stamp was issued during a period when postage rates were changing and higher denomination stamps were needed for heavier mail and international correspondence. During this era, the United States Postal Service continued its tradition of using iconic national symbols to reflect unity and strength. The Statue of Liberty, holding her torch high, represents hope and freedom, while the phrase, "In God We Trust," reflects the cultural and historical values of the time. This combination makes the stamp especially attractive to collectors who focus on American symbols, patriotic themes, or faith-related philately. Its design is bold yet elegant, and it remains one of the most visually appealing Liberty stamps ever issued. When we look at the market value of the 8-cent Liberty stamp today, several important factors come into play. Condition is always the most critical element in determining price. A mint, unused example with full original gum, clean perforations, strong color, and good centering can typically be valued between $30 and $90 in the current market. High-grade examples that have been professionally graded or preserved in near-perfect condition can exceed $100, especially when sold through respected philatelic dealers or auction houses. Used examples are more commonly available and generally sell for lower prices, often ranging from $10 to $30, depending on the clarity of the cancellation and overall visual appeal. Collectors should be aware that even small imperfections can have a noticeable impact on value. Heavy hinge marks, disturbed gum, faded colors, or uneven perforations will reduce market price. For used stamps, overly heavy or smeared cancellations that obscure the design will also lower desirability. At Stamps Old World UK, we always recommend careful handling and proper storage using stamp mounts, albums, or protective sleeves to preserve both condition and value. A well-preserved stamp not only looks better in a collection, but also holds its value far more effectively over time. Demand for the 8-cent Liberty stamp has remained strong due to its inclusion in many popular thematic collections. Collectors of Statue of Liberty stamps, United States definitive issues, and patriotic or religious themes often seek this stamp as an essential addition. In recent years, online stamp marketplaces and international auctions have increased visibility and demand for high-quality examples, helping to keep prices stable and competitive. Collectors who take the time to accurately describe and present their stamps often achieve better results when selling, especially when clear images show centering, gum condition, and perforation quality. Another aspect that can influence value is timing and market awareness. Interest in patriotic stamps often increases during national celebrations, historical anniversaries, or major exhibitions, creating opportunities for collectors to buy or sell at favorable moments. While the 8-cent Liberty stamp is not considered extremely rare, its strong symbolism and attractive design ensure that it remains desirable across generations of collectors.
For those building a long-term collection, holding on to high-quality examples can be both personally rewarding and financially sensible. Thank you for watching Stamps Old World UK and joining us for this in-depth look at the 8-cent Liberty stamp and its market value in today's US dollars. We hope this video has helped you understand why this stamp continues to hold a respected place in philately, and why condition, history, and demand all play a role in determining value. If you own this stamp or are considering adding it to your collection, we encourage you to study it carefully and appreciate the story it tells. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts or questions in the comments. Stay tuned for more detailed stamp discussions, expert insights, and market value updates here on Stamps Old World UK, where classic stamps come alive through history and passion.